Hey everyone, welcome to our market leadership wrap-up call. This is Jamie Broderick, and I'd like you to meet our attendees. Diane, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone watching?
My name's Jamie. I'm Diane Hendler, and my company is Conversion Marketing, and I'm glad to be a participant this week.
Awesome. Carrie?
Hi, I'm Carrie Hayes. My company is Health Yourself Coaching. I am also a certified health coach, and I have a niche with the equine facilitated learning.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Susan?
Good morning. I'm Susan Townsend. I am also a certified health coach and a experienced corporate trainer. And I'm trying to combine the two into creating online content and helping other coaches who are not familiar with webinars and online content how to do that.
Well, that fits right in, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a market leader, you need to be creating your own online content. So seen as that leader in the market. So what I love to do is take raw talent and turn it into market leadership. And what the heck does that mean? That means that I truly believe that everybody has a superstar inside them. And sometimes it's the courage and confidence that holds them back. Other times it's the lack of credibility online. They don't look as good as they really are. Sometimes they don't have the connections. And sometimes they just don't have the visibility. They can't rise above all the noise out there. It's very competitive out in the online space. So what I love to do is work with people through those 4 steps. So the retreats that I do conquer that first one, the confidence and mindset, right? So we do lots of like money and abundance work. We talk about overcoming fears, breaking through blocks, because it really holds people back. I've found over the years that that's one of the top things that keeps people where they are. They just can't rise up and put themselves out there and be that rock star because they're afraid of something. They may not even realize it, or they may have some sort of money block where they just earn the same amount every year no matter what, or they spend what they get or something. Something is happening that's not allowing them to rise up. So I created the retreats for that reason. The first one was in Florida in January, which was amazing. And then the next one's in September, which Susan will be at. Awesome. Then the credibility piece, that's all about basically looking like an expert online. So when anybody searches for you, which everybody always does before they go further with you, publishers, media, event planners, if you're a speaker, potential clients, don't you do that? You go online and check people out?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So one of the things we talked about in the challenge that ran last week was having a professional headshot. Like even that is so important to making you look more credible and connecting with others because they want to know what you look like. It's so much easier to start a relationship with someone if they know what you look like. That's like this small little thing, but huge, huge results from that. We also talked about your little things like your email signature, your voicemail, like things that you have people exposed to every day can affect how you come across. So if your voicemail is your daughter, like mine is at home, which some people call me at home, and I'm like, oh, it's very cute, but it's not professional, right? But your email signature even, I suggested Wise Stamp as the software you can use to make your email signature look more professional. But
Say that again?
Wise Stamp.
Wise Stamp.
Yeah, I think it's $6 a month, but you can put in links, your photo, have it look very professional. And it depends on what kind of career you have on how fun or professional it should be. So one of the people that did the challenge last week is an attorney, and she had all these big blocks to connect with her on social media. I was like, scratch that. Doesn't look like it should look for an attorney. You should have the small little icons, have it very conservative and neat and clean. So credibility and expertise, building the trust factor, right? So everyone knows marketing is all about know, like, trust. That trust piece is really built if you have online credibility. That's one of the pieces. So we talked about the LinkedIn URL. So having those crazy characters that LinkedIn assigns you, it's just unnecessary. So we it was simple steps on how to just add your name. Susan, you had a little bit of a struggle there because there's a lot of Susan Townsends in the world, Carolyn.
Oh, yeah.
But we figured it out, conquered it. So that's what I'm all about. I would never give up. I'm very committed and persistent, and there's always another way around the mountain. So it's a good lesson for you as well. We talked about getting social proof on LinkedIn, which is getting your recommendations and your endorsements, making sure that when people look you up online, there's other people saying how great you are also. It's not just you saying, hey, I'm great, trust me. So other people are saying, yes, you need to work with this person, right? Then we talked about writing articles for LinkedIn, which stays on your profile. So that builds your credibility as a market leader because you have content. And I gave you all a bribe. So Diana and Diane, hi Diana, by the way, those two have met the deadline. You still have 14 and a half hours to get me an article, which I'll share with my 5,500 connections on LinkedIn. So if you get that article written, and I will share it, because why not? Get more eyes on you, get you some new connections. Right? What else did we talk about? Oh, we talked about graphics, how you shouldn't go on Google and just use some Google image because it could be copyrighted most likely, and then you could get some crazy bill in the mail for mute this person. Okay. We talked about connections, how it is really about who you know. You can't do it alone. So whether it's you're looking for prospects, strategic partners, affiliate partners, referral partners, media connections, you really need to build a strong network. So 1 + 1 is always 5, in my opinion. Everything I do is about building relationships, making connections, and then leveraging those connections. So I try to teach other people to do that too. It's not about cold calling and pitching right out of the gate. On day 4, we talked about the website, how that's your key market tool. So we talked about how that website should look professional, but also the functionality of that website. Make sure you need to go in once in a while and kind of experience your company as a user, as a potential customer. And then on day 5, we talked about identifying a story and identifying an outlet for media coverage. So this one is always, every time I run this challenge, this one is always everyone's like, yuck, that's too big of a fish to fry. But that's really what's going to get you out to a huge audience. So you can start small, but it's all about the 4th step is visibility and market leadership. So brand awareness, be the name that comes to mind, and rise above the noise, right? So why don't we unmute everybody and let's just, hi Rebecca. Let's talk a little. I think, why don't we have Diana, Rebecca, and Ellen, and whoever else is on the phone introduce themselves because they missed the intros in the beginning. Diana, you want to go first?
Oh, sure. Oh, I'm sorry.
You did say Diana.
Diana, yes.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. And I'm sorry, I was actually on a call with a printer in Rwanda because what I do, Artware for Good, is different art-based fundraising programs for nonprofits all around the world. I mostly help children's causes and education causes. And we create tile wall murals that raise funds as well as create these beautiful installations that we go around the world and install. So I was very interested in taking Jamie's challenge because we launched this weekend our new retail site called artwareparty.com, which is we've systemized what we've been doing and working in the nonprofit and school arena for the last 28 years. And we are launching what's called an art party box so that you could have a birthday party or a girls' night in or sorority or mater bar mitzvah or Eagle Scout. I mean, anyone who wants to do some sort of community service in a creative way, we've systemized it with artwareparty.com. So that's me.
Well, I love it. I know Michelle McCartan is doing an artware party.
She is. She's Kira, her daughter, is going to have her birthday party, and they're going to make art for a tile table and donate it to CHOP in Philadelphia. So,
okay, cool.
They're doing
awesome. Let's see. Ellen, are you on? Do you have audio? Oh, there
I
you are.
am.
Hi.
I'm on the move today, so I didn't want to disrupt everybody. Always on the move. I am late to this party. I didn't actually join the challenge until it ended, so I am going to go through it all today and catch up. And I understand there's a little bit of a time commitment here for getting that article to you within 15 hours, so I'm on board. Yeah, so I'm basically a holistic health and life design expert. I help people create their ideal life, whether they're suffering in their health or their happiness and relationships with self or colleagues or partners or children. And I help them re-engineer that with daily practices and mindset and accountability tools to get them there. So it's a joy to do what I do. I get to work with a number of different great folks, both men and women. I love working with young adults. It's not a new market. I've always done it, but that's a new market that I'm marketing to. So that's been a lot of fun.
It's good. And Ellen Palmer is one of the retreat leaders at Soar to New Heights, September 17th to 19th. By the way. Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, you get the best venue to teach at. You get to teach at the Orchard right before our wine tasting.
It's such an alignment with who I am too, so that's great.
Well, it all seems to be flowing because the last call you were on, I said our word was decide, and you were like, that's the word I chose this morning in meditation.
I know.
So that's great.
Word of the day.
Yeah, cool. Rebecca, you want to unmute and say hello? I unmuted you. No, I didn't. There you are. Hi. Rebecca, our other retreat leader.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hi. Is that your dog?
I actually am. Okay, my dogs are going a little crazy.
Hug your chihuahua.
You remember this one, right?
Yes, she's adorable. Quick intro, Rebecca. In
I
between
actually am
bars.
very happy that I'm able to be here today because I had a stop. Okay. All right. I'm Rebecca from Rebecca Fit, and I'm going to be at the retreat doing some movement and mindset and good stuff. Get our juices flowing so we can absorb more good stuff in our brain.
Yeah, she's amazing with movement, yoga, setting of intentions. She was our retreat leader in Florida, and I invited her back for September's Soar to New Heights. So awesome. I'm going to mute you because the dog, okay? You don't mind.
Super excited.
Nothing personal. All right, cool. Who's on the phone? We got 215-272-2632.
That would be me, Heather Walton from Class Harlan Real Estate.
Hello, Heather. How are you?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm great. Thank you.
Want to say a quick how you run Doylestown Real Estate?
Well, I am a real estate sales professional, so my goals day in and day out are to help home owners, home sellers, home buyers reach their real estate goals, whatever they may be, in buying or selling real estate. I wear a couple of hats in that I also own my brokerage, so I am recruiting new sales professionals into our office and working, on a daily basis with the challenge sometimes of motivating my sales team and trying to keep their spirits up when we have challenges in this business like we do every day. So motivating others. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Yeah, not just a realtor. If you're managing all those people, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How about
Yep.
267-312-3990?
Hi, it's me. It's Gina.
Hi, Gina. Introduce yourself.
Hey, how are you? I am Gina Toast-Becker, and I am an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. But basically with my business, my goal is to help women not only from the skincare perspective and looking great, but also feeling great about themselves. And then with my business, with my team members, building up my team members so that they can actually be independent business women as well.
It's awesome. How many team members do you have?
Right now I have 5.
That's great. Awesome.
Yeah, which is great. So it was great because we just came back from Dallas a couple of weeks ago. We had our seminar and we had kind of our core people of our unit So we had, a lot of us who've been with the company a number of years, and it was really great to see. We were talking with our director, and I'm like, all right, I see, really good things coming up this year for, my team and for, our unit as a whole. So it was really a good conference.
Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. Let me mute you back up. All right. So why don't each of you on camera, just real quick, I know Gina and Heather are from Doylestown. Diane, you're from Doylestown, Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Carrie, are you Buckingham or Doylestown?
I'm in Doylestown now.
Susan, where do you live?
Morristown, New Jersey.
Okay. Diana?
I'm new to Garrison, New York, in the Hudson Valley.
Okay. Rebecca's in Chalfont, New Britain, Pennsylvania. And Ellen Palmer is in Connecticut. Awesome. Cool. So it's very East Coast based right now, this call. All right. So I would love to know why you decided to take the challenge, what you got out of it, or if you have questions about confidence, connections, credibility, or visibility. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about possible next steps to keep working with me. Diane, did you have any comments on any of those things I said?
It's funny, actually, Don Brown, who wrote my little LinkedIn recommendation, I had met him, and also Tom Noble, if anybody knows him, as industry people, Tom Noble in the marketing, web marketing arena. So that was part of just a mini meeting to rub elbows with industry people that I think can help collaborate and build me up. And your name came up. Don Brown thinks so highly of you. And I had been involved in Network Now before. I am on your feed. So coincidentally, right after that meeting, I got your challenge email, and I thought, well, okay.
It's meant to be. Yeah. Well, just for anybody watching that still thinks it's Network Now, it's not.
I know it's not. Yeah. So.
I'm always evolving and improving on how to make it better and better. And I decided that to change it and rebrand to Success Connection, which is a name we used to use for my mastermind. So it's not like a foreign name, but it really is about success connections, because what we do in the network is connect the members with VIPs each month. So it could be a media personality. In October, we have Lolly Daskell, who writes for Inc., Fast Company, Entrepreneur, and Huffington Post. She's our guest. And it's not just me interviewing her and you get to chat like most webinars. Literally, you're on camera and you get to introduce yourself to this top media contributor who has 1.3 million Twitter followers, by the way. She's the one who wrote the Inc. feature for me and Trisha for the TEDx collaboration we did.
What is her name again?
Lolly Daskell. She's a big executive leadership coach, very well known, and just had a book came out called The Leadership Gap. But she also writes for 4 major business publications. So that's just an example of the type of people you get to meet face to face in my virtual meeting room as part of the Success Connection. So that makes more sense, because Network Now was 9 years of awesomeness, but it was very local and in person. Now it's all about virtual, quick, massive results. That's what I'm all about. How to really get known and raise the level of connections and training. So one of our members was able to ask John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire a question, which totally changed the trajectory of her work. It was unbelievable. It's all about implementing though. He gave her advice, she followed it, and now she's exploded. It's amazing. Kerry, why did you decide to join the challenge, or what did you get out of it, or do you have any questions? Kerry Hayes.
Well, I am just getting to the point where I'm starting this business. So it is a challenge that's still in progress, and I'm ready to start taking it on. I have my practice clients I'm getting from my volunteer clients for my hours in order to complete my certification with the equine piece. And so
still building the foundation at this
still
point.
Building the foundations, and I just want to join and be part of it and learn as much as I can.
Okay, cool. I'm happy to teach you. Susan, why are you here, my friend?
I am here. The timing was actually really good because I just left my corporate job that I had been at for 10 years. And so the asking for recommendations on LinkedIn was really well timed for me because people were still like, oh, you were so good at what you do. So I was like, hey, well, since you told me that in an email, would you recommend me on LinkedIn? So that was really great. And also I hadn't really thought about my email signature. I added in a link to link with me on LinkedIn, which was really great. And really just trying to keep myself moving forward. And it was just really well timed for me.
It's good. Yeah, as far as LinkedIn goes, we have a contest inside, kind of an unofficial contest inside the Success Connection Facebook group where we post how many connections we have. So I keep racking up my numbers and everyone's like, we're trying to catch up. But it's helping them because the goal is you want at least 500 because then it says 500 plus when people look at your profile, which makes you look like you've been around the block a few times, right? So one way I do it is I have the app on my phone and I'm always sending out just in downtime, even for 5 minutes, sending out connection requests. But also I never accept just blindly. I look at every single one because I want quality connections. And if somebody pitches me, as soon as I say yes, they're out. Because that's not how I operate. So I want to build a network of people who really get it. It's about building relationships, supporting each other, listening, connecting you with other people that you need to know. So Diana, connections, credibility, what do you got for me?
I'm pretty excited because I just looked on LinkedIn. I had no idea. I have 1,400 followers. So I feel good. I see that 500 plus. So for me, it's the reinvention. I mean, you and I, our paths keep crossing. Like we have all these mutual kind of connections. And so when I saw that come through, I was like, okay, I'm going to really try to stay present at this moment. There's a reason you sent that to me. I got your email and I just said, let's do it. Being in business for 28 years, I've had a great web presence. I'm up there in SEO and all that, but starting this new company, it's like starting all over again. And I kind of aged out. Like the women I grew up with were my clients are now no longer my clients. So it's amazing how you can ride on a wave for so many years. And now it's like total reinvention. So not having to think like the millennials and my clientele is more my kids than they are me. So this is all a real exciting time of rebirth and growth. Like now I teach my son who's 24 about Instagram, so I'm so in the mode of learning what I need to do from the social media rebranding kind of, viewpoint to make art. I know I can't rest on my laurels. So.
Right. Yes. It is very online. You need to be online and more and more people are doing it from mobile. So you need to have a mobile happy website.
Well, as we're building our new website, we're sitting there with 3 computer screens that are all different sizes, iPad, Kindle, a Samsung, an Apple, phone. We're just constantly looking at it across every platform. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah, my new site, jamiebroderick.com, I didn't build it. They built it on Squarespace for me. I switched from WordPress just to keep things simpler.
Yeah, I'm a WordPress template also with a WooCommerce shopping cart connected.
Yeah, this old network now is on WordPress because I needed event registration and member plugin for the whole directory and lots of bells and whistles and functionality. But for Squarespace, I don't need that much functionality, but I have added ways to there is a shopping cart within it, which I discovered, so I built that piece myself. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. But you can see how it's very mobile friendly. So it totally shrinks down on the phone, looks good on the iPad. So if anyone's thinking about switching around, it's super easy to get Squarespace on any device. So Rebecca, is your dog quiet? Huh, girl? No? Okay. Well, Rebecca has actually been through my Above the Crowd course, so yeah. Ellen Palmer, do you want to say anything about why you're here, or do you have any questions or feedback or takeaways you want to share?
Similarly, I'm in a bit of what do I call it? Sort of re-engaging with the world differently. So I've always been live and face-to-face and really love that. I get a lot of energy from that, and apparently others do as well. So I want to stay that and be true and authentic to that. but it's just time to really be out in the world in a bigger way. And so I'm really trying to just understand what the most efficient and economical, both in terms of time and money, way is to build that digital presence. And so when I saw this came across, I just thought, oh, this will be a great way to focus on it for a short period of time and learn some of the basics and just move forward from there.
Right. Yeah, I have another course besides Above the Crowd, which is about social media profiles and content. Mm-hmm. And what I find with social media is that people think they need to be everywhere, which I'm everywhere because that's built it up over time. And I love it and it's easy for me. But what I talk about in that course to start is that you need to decide which platforms are right for you. And I teach you how to pick which platforms so you can really go hit it hard and heavy on those platforms that make sense. Mm-hmm. So you just know you don't have to be overwhelmed and everywhere because you could spend all day, right?
Yes, and I don't have all day. So yeah, efficiency is where it's at for me.
Right. So
and authenticity too, like which ones are the most authentically aligned to share the messages. Right.
Where's your audience?
Yeah.
Where and what do you? Yeah, exactly. Gina, do you want to chime in on did you do the challenge, Gina?
No, actually, no, I didn't because it was almost over by the time I had actually looked at it. So no, I didn't.
Do you find that you are working on confidence, on connections, credibility, or visibility? I think you answered my mini chat on the iMessage, right?
Yes.
So I think you said market leadership, right?
It's market leadership, more visibility, as well as for myself for where I want to take my business, also confidence for myself.
Okay. Yeah, the confidence for yourself is key, and that's all the way back at step one. So even if you're not a retreat person, which why wouldn't you be a retreat person? They're amazing. You need to do mindset work all the time. So one tip I can give you is to just incorporate some sort of gratitude practice each day so that you have positive. You start and especially if it's in the morning, if you journal about gratitude and talk about things that you want to happen as in the present tense, it will propel you there because you're putting it out there. So I have a full client list. I have a full calendar. I make money easily. Look, whatever it is that your future self is going to be, you talk about that in the current sense, present sense, present tense, but also with that gratitude. It always has to be positive. It just starts your day that way.
Yeah. It's funny that you said that because I do actually do that. And I went and found this really pretty, I don't know, it's like this big hurricane phase thing that I have sitting on my credenza in my family room, like right by the TV. And it's my blessings jar. And I, write, notes of gratitude. And then I have a gratitude journal that I write in.
That's cool.
More on a weekly basis, but I have. And then it's really cool because then at the end of the year, we go through, like on New Year's Day, my husband and I go through and we have all these papers and, it's like we dump it out and it's like this sea of papers that, we sit and read through everything. And it's like, okay, we have, almost over, 300 and some, blessings for the year.
Wow.
And it's really, kind of neat to go through and see. I had seen that from, I don't know, somebody's website, or I saw it somewhere in a conference that I went to, and I thought, oh my God, that's such a great idea. And I thought it's a great idea, like for somebody either, when they get married, or like somebody like a high school or college graduation, cool. To give like as a nice little gift. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. One thing we did in the Florida retreat was we had each attendee write down observations about the other people. And then one of the last things we did, we sat down together and read them out loud. There were tears flowing. It was like this major, wow, who is that? There's like trains going through. That's awesome. It feels like Harry Potter or something. It was this great bonding moment where it also gave everyone confidence about how, and gave them insight into how other people see them, which was really cool. But another tip, similar to Gina's, but I love that, Gina, where once a year you're pulling out, seeing all the blessings. But a lot of times people have confidence issues just pop up out of the blue. It's like you're rocking and rolling and you're doing great, and then all of a sudden you are like doubting yourself. Like maybe a client didn't call you back, and all of a sudden you're like, I stink. No one cares about my work. Like you get these crazy thoughts. So what somebody else suggested to me, which I want to share with you, is that every time you have a win, any success, any accomplishment, all these great results, you have them written down and all over your walls. So you can just look up and say, look at that. Look how I transformed that person, or look how I succeeded there, or this or that. And then you're like, I'm a rock star. I don't need to having these silly doubts anymore. So Heather, I'm going to unmute you, my friend. Tell me where you're at with confidence, credibility, connections, visibility.
So many things I want to comment on. I wish I'm taking notes during all these conversations.
Well, you can watch the replay, my friend.
Oh, good. Gratitude is probably one of my favorite words on the planet. And so many people don't take the time to either personally reflect on themselves and what they're grateful for, or share that with their loved ones or their coworkers or their whatever, that I'm grateful for you in my life. I'm grateful for today. Sometimes it's as basic as I'm grateful for the sunshine or the birds, when we're having a really tough day and you got to find something to be grateful for. So I have a son who's living in recovery. He has addiction issues, and he is following the 12-step program, and it is all about gratitude. And he is really the one who 5 years ago, when he started this journey in living in recovery, that really brought to me the true essence of being grateful. And we're grateful for birds and sky and sun and coworkers and loved ones. Well, an addict is grateful for life at that moment and being alive. And it really hits you in the heart of the essence of gratitude and the different levels that it can cover. So this conversation that we're having today, of course, I think about that every day just in my own personal reflection. But what I'm thinking, and I love the idea of having it at home and on a jar and in the family unit, what we're grateful for, I think that's great. But one of my takeaways from this phone conversation today, I think, is going to be, because I struggle with people in my office and agents who are having tough days and Debbie Downers, and they're just, a deal falls apart, someone cancels a showing, a home inspection goes bad, someone doesn't get their mortgage. I mean, day in and day out, we get cowed by things. Or pummeled by things. And I think I'm going to implement this grateful jar into my office, so that when we're having good things, when we have a sale, when we get a new client, when we get a walk-in, when we get a cold call based on an ad we ran or something, using the blessing jar for that to sort of uplift people. And we have sales meetings every Tuesday morning. What a great launch of our sales meeting to break into this grateful jar. And usually I start it with a positive thought for the day, my sales meetings. But I think I'm going to make it more personal and have it be this grateful jar. And really have
Heather, I love that. I'm going to let you continue in a second, but I just want to note that everyone needs to, I'm all about crushing goals, but you always need to stop, look back, and celebrate what you've accomplished. It's so important. And then you can go forward. Otherwise, it's like you get post-goal depression or whatever. So keep going,
it's
Heather.
So true. So I think I'm going to do that. One more comment I want to make is about this being everywhere in social networking. And I am everywhere in social networking, and people tell me that every single day. And it does take time, but I'll be honest with you, hearing what some of the other people in this phone call are talking about, in the beginning of grasping social networking, which is the Facebook, which is the Twitter, which is the YouTube, which is the Instagram, which is the what's that other one the young people are on all the time?
Pictures? Snapchat.
Snapchat, which I still don't get, and I'm not going to waste any more time trying to figure it out. But so in the beginning, learning them all and understanding and learning the use of hashtags, it takes time in the beginning. Yeah, I probably did spend 2 or 3 hours a day doing all of that. And it was like, I can't do this. You know, I got to be out there in front of people. But once you get it, it's 10 minutes. It is 10 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day. So yeah, we may end up at an hour, but by the time you do it 3 or 4 times, not even an hour, but you can give the appearance of being everywhere. And then the other tip that I give to my agents in my office and others that I counsel and advise is to be social. You can't just, blast about yourself. You need to be social with others. So you need to comment, you need to like, you need to love, you need to give a tip, share a phone number, say that looks great, beautiful picture, hope you had fun, great advice, create the conversation, because that's what the success of social networking is asking questions, making comments, and encouraging others to be social. And I've been very successful with it, and I just wanted to share that for others here.
Yeah, that's key. Engagement for sure. That's why it's called social networking, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Heather, didn't you and I meet in a Twitter class?
Yes, I think you might be right about that. Yes.
So funny. Years ago. Yeah, as far as Snapchat goes, I had my 11-year-old teach me how to use Snapchat. Like, if you're ever stuck on how to learn something, find some kid off the street. But
believe me, my 25-year-old has showed me a couple times, and I don't find it as user-friendly as all the other options. I just don't.
There's no business purpose for me at all. The only reason I wanted to learn it was because my goal was to meet John Lee Dumas, and he wasn't responding to me on Facebook, but he was on at that time, he was on Snapchat every single day. So I'm like, I need to learn Snapchat so I can start conversing with John. So I got on there and I started sending him snaps back on his videos, and he still wasn't responding, but I don't give up on anything. So finally I wrote, you learn someone's personality and how to talk with them in an authentic way. That's the whole point. That's part of the whole relationship building. And he's this fun, laid back, funny guy. So I was like, I wrote him a note. I'm like, what's it going to take, John? What's it going to take? He wrote back. He loved that. So he like connected with me. And then I wanted to, once we knew each other, I asked him to connect on Facebook as a friend. He goes, we're at 5,000 friends. There's no more room. I said, well, someone's got to go. So he actually got rid of someone and added me. And I was like, awesome. So anyway, then at that point, since we had a little rapport going, I was able to invite him to be a VIP mentor for Success Connection, which he's done twice, which is amazing. And I have supported him and promoted his stuff. And now has a testimonial on my homepage from John Lee Dumas. It's like, freaking A. So that's why I learned Snapchat. So sometimes you have to get on these platforms to do things like that. But no, you're right, Heather.
That's great.
Yeah. So there's the story behind that relationship. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about my program, Above the Crowd, which Rebecca has taken, actually. So she's a lifetime member, so she can keep taking it even as I add more and more content. So Above the Crowd is all about rising above the crowd, above the noise. And it's 3 modules, and it's 3 weeks, and it's a group program so that we all go through it together so that we can do this and help each other on Zoom, but also in the Facebook group. So module 1 is about building your credibility and demonstrating your expertise. Module 2 is about building your connections and growing your influence. And module 3 is about building your visibility and establishing your leadership. And it's similar to the challenge in that there's action steps to implement with each lesson within there, because it's just somebody speaking in your ear about this stuff isn't any good if you don't take action on it. So I give you action items that are very specific where you get quick results, and then we celebrate those results. So there's more bribes and things where I'll share your things online. And so for instance, I think one of my bribes in the one lesson is about sharing an accomplishment on Twitter. So I'll tweet out to all my followers about you, for instance. And of course, I have lots of bribes to get you in this course. Because the whole reason I do everything as far as profession goes is that this all began because when I was a kid, I was super quiet. I had this crazy dysfunctional house, father, mother, never should have married, plates flying, ribs breaking, holes in walls, like it was crazy nutso. So I was like literally silent. I didn't talk at all, elementary school. So my whole passion is about giving women a voice in the world and helping you make an impact, making you feel and be, not just feel important, but actually be important. So that's my crazy childhood has resulted in this. So there's a little short story of my backstory. So this course I priced super, super low to start, $397, but I'm giving it actually $150 off for this because I haven't run it since last summer. So it's $247 for all modules, which includes live calls with me. And you never get a course with direct access that low. It's always $1,000 or more to get access and have live coaching. If you pay like $247, you typically just get, you watch some videos and you go off about your day, right? But that's not what I'm about. I want to give you guys results. And I'm all about long-term results. So it's going to be lifetime membership, even if and you stay in the Facebook group forever. You can access this forever. It's on the Thinkific platform, so you can get into it at any time. But if you keep up with the content, then we can help each other and support each other, right? So the other bribes I have is if you decide to join the Success Connection and you're not in there yet, typically there's a $97 fee to join as an admin fee, and that's waived as long as you join within 30 days of finishing the course. Totally optional. The social media program I mentioned earlier, which is about the profiles and the content creation, I'll give you a coupon for $50 off of that, which you can use at any time. I give you a free 15-minute strategy call. So members of the Success Connection who are elite members get 15 minutes with me every month, which sounds like nothing, but it is unbelievable. It is sometimes a lot of members say it's their favorite part and the most valuable piece because it's super laser focused and we just get right down to business, and they usually hang up saying, I have so much to do, and off to the races they go, even if they don't know what the call is going to be about. So this one would be a 15-minute strategy call about building your connections, credibility, or visibility, but it could be about anything else, I guess. And then if you join by tomorrow, I have 2 more bonuses. I'm going to do a 3-point assessment on your LinkedIn profile, at least. Usually I do way more than 3 points. And then I also give you a coupon for $200 off the Soar to New Heights retreat in September. So there you go. Anyone have any questions about any of that?
I do.
Go girl.
So you also, in your email, you had talked about something where it's like $1,400 for the year or some lifetime membership, or then it breaks down to a monthly fee. What is that in relationship to all the other things that you just mentioned? Okay.
That's the Success Connection. Okay. So the Success Connection has four payment plans. One is lifetime. You pay $14.97, no $97 fee. It's just $14.97 and it's membership for life. So that gets you the monthly coaching with the high-level VIPs. It gets you the monthly coaching with me. It gets you into the Facebook group. So that's the Success Connection. There's also, you could pay annually $597, twice a year for $327, or monthly $57. That's the current rates. Yeah,
great.
That's what that is. Yeah, so I have Above the Crowd as my digital program. Then Success Connection is my network of women entrepreneurs. And then I do VIP coaching. So my VIP coaching is the same 4 steps. Building your confidence. Usually by this point they have the confidence, so they don't need that. They go on the retreat if they need that. But it's the next 3 steps. So it's building your credibility and your connections, and then your visibility. So for instance, Trisha Brooke, who's one of my recent clients, she hired me last July to work on her credibility and connections and to launch her company, The Big Talk, and her podcast. Then she hired me recently in April, I believe, to work on her visibility. Because I can't get you press if you don't have the credibility and connections yet. So sometimes it's a two-phase thing. So the recent work we did, she got a podcast segment on Entrepreneur on Fire. She got one on Leaders in the Trenches. She's got magazine articles. Where else was she? She's like, yeah. So I got her a ton of media, but you can't do that unless you already have that platform. Because I'm not going to pitch you to my contacts, because it's all about leveraging contacts. I don't do blind press releases just to. It's about sending. It's literally sending in the proper format something to one of my connections, and they will say yes because they know I won't send them anyone that's not prepared and isn't qualified. So that's how that works. So makes it easy for both sides. Let's see. I think I have a chat here. Rebecca wrote it. Yeah, it's really a good course. It helped me focus on my message and how to use social media to get it out there. I see my connection with Jamie as being critical to my business success, and the Success Connection is very beneficial too. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming and saying that, Rebecca. That's awesome. Anyone else have any comments or questions? We can talk about the challenge, anything that's holding you back with confidence, connections, credibility, visibility.
I actually have to drop off. I just wanted to thank you very much. I have an appointment that I have to get to.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
I'm thrilled you're coming to the retreat though, Susan. That's going to be great. I
am too. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know you know Ellen, but you don't know Rebecca yet, so you'll get to know Rebecca really well. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, have a good day, Susan.
You too.
All right, you guys. So I will send you the recording with all my bonuses / bribes and a link to the course, and you can check it out and see if it's good for you. My goal is to really help you grow your business, to become that market leader that you are. Everyone's a superstar. You just need to step onto that podium, right? And grab your ring that's waiting for you. So if you want to work together, I would love to. So I have lots of ways to do that. If you choose not to, no hard feelings, really. Whenever you're ready, I'm here for you. All right? So everyone have a great day. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.